Today, Luang Pi would like to share with you something that might benefit you. Okay, not just meditation, but I'm talking about life as a whole. Okay, how can we transform our life to be a better person, to live life happy, right? So you may see, this picture from time to time. Every time Luang Pi come back and teach you. Okay, there's a lay people and there's a Buddhist monk and novices, spiritual people who live spiritual life fully, and people who live regular life, just like all of us here. So all of us, we're looking for peace and happiness. We want to be happy, right? And happiness entails education. You need to educate yourself. You need to develop yourself. Then you can be happy, right? And that is why there is a framework that Buddhist people follow according to the teaching of the Buddha, to make sure that we observe precept, to make sure that we learn how to develop the mind through the meditation, and to make sure that we develop wisdom along the way. Then we can be happy. But one thing that I noticed, that every Dhamma that the Buddha teaches is coming down to the mind. If we know how to control the mind, then we have a chance to control our life. The mind is the forerunner of everything. That's one thing, one sentence. And another teaching is, a trained mind bring happiness. To me, these two sentences teach me a lot. We have body and mind. We do our best to take care of the body, and we neglect to take care of the mind. So if people neglect to take care of the mind, whether they don't know how to do it or whether they know but they ignore it, they will end up suffering, because the mind needs to be trained to be happy. If untrained mind, then suffering follow. But the trained mind, happiness follow. This is the formula that the Buddha suggests. And what does it mean by trained minds? How can we put into practice? How can we make it practical? To me, trained mind remind me of the word habit. We need to habituate the mind. Once it become habit, we don't need to make an effort. We don't need to try. We don't need to think. It become an autopilot. An autopilot for the mind to come back to the body, to come back to the center, to come back to your meditation object more often. Do all day long, whatever you do. So if you can regain the clarity of the mind, the calmness of the mind in every situation that you are facing during the day, you most likely you will make a better decision, because you control your mind. You have the mind in the right place to make decision. But if your mind gets stirred up by anger, by greed, by lust, by delusion, is go out there, then the mind is not in the right place to make a decision. Then most likely we make a wrong decision, and then we end up suffering, right? If someone says something bad, usually people say something bad back to that person right away. This is autopilot. This is an instinct. We have to protect ourselves. Something that we don't like, we either fight or we run away. In this case, we decided to say something bad to them without thinking, because we're not mindful of what's going on in the mind. But if your mind have been trained long enough, okay, you can remain calm in any situation in life. Someone says something bad, so what? If people around you they are being hard, but you can remain calm. You can be cool, right? If the wife is being hard, getting angry, husband must remain calm. If husband cannot remain calm, then both of you can turn the whole house into fire. So one of us has to be able to remain calm, right? So that's the trained mind. That's the characteristic of the trained mind. So trained mind bring happiness, and untrained mind brings suffering. So keep that in mind. So how can we train the mind? There are many ways to train the mind. Okay, so Luang Pi may not be able to cover all of this in this 30 minutes, but just keep in mind that keep on training your mind whenever you have a chance. Mindfulness practice, meditation practice. Please don't give up. Okay. And when it's come to habits, okay, just come back to the definition of the habits one more time. Everyone seems to know that, right? It's a routine of behavior. It's a routine of behavior that is repeated. This is the key. Regularly and tend to occur subconsciously. That means it's become autopilot. Like brushing our teeth, we don't even think how to brush the teeth. We just brushing teeth. 1 or 2 minutes we finish. We don't know what's going on in the mouth. We don't pay attention how much toothpaste we need. We just become autopilot. 1 or 2 minutes we finish. We don't even know which side that we brush, left or right, up or down, something like this. We don't pay attention, because when people brushing their teeth, their minds go after something else. Sometimes you watching the movie, sometimes you listen to the music, sometimes you checking email while you brushing your teeth. This is a bad habit. You train your mind to be confused. You doing one thing, but you think of another thing all the time. What is the best way to train the mind then? To do one thing at a time. Okay, when you brush your teeth, can you put down the phone? Can you turn off the TV? Can you stay with your teeth brushing for 1, 2, 3 or 5 minutes until you're done? and then you cleanse your sinks, dry it, and make sure everything's organized, and then you move on to do something else. Okay, this is just the idea. When it comes to habit, there are two kind of habits: general habits and refined habit. General habit is like the way we do things, the way we brush our teeth, the way we eat, the way we walk, the way we get dressed, the way we talk. It's general behavior. Okay, but a refined habit, now we're talking about the way we think, our attitude toward things, the way we judge people, the way we make decisions, the way we get cranky. This kind of thing, it's become a mind habit, which is very refined. If we're not mindful, we will not be able to observe that, and that's why we end up suffering, right? So when you are in the meeting, when people keep on sharing their idea and you happen to be the boss of the meeting, in your mind you say, you know what, I'm gonna reject them. Whatever they say, let them say. At the end, I'm gonna go with my whatever I think. So this is a judgmental mind. It's become a habit. It's become a habit, and it's hard to let go. And most cases, sometimes in many situations we end up suffering because we have a closed mind, that we don't listen to the idea of people around us. Okay, so today I'm going to present with you the 6 habits that you might be considering, you should be considering to adapt and to put into practice. I believe many of you practice this already. Just to remind you, that's how I see it in a practical way. Okay, I don't know if you see the screen, but I'll read it out loud. Start from number 1, go to bed on time. Okay, start from going to bed. Okay, what is easier than just sleeping, right? We don't make any effort, we just go to bed. But can you go to bed on time? No matter what, the body needs rest. No matter what, no matter who you are, how busy you are, how not busy you are, the body needs rest. So 6 hours to 8 hours, it depends, right? So we have to go to bed. The body requires that. And how can we get the quality sleep? That's another thing you need to pay attention. But if you go to bed on time, and the second one, if you wake up on time, these two things go together, 1 and 2. If you go to bed on time and if you wake up on time, you see the change in the body. People who come and join the ordination for 30 days, they are forced to live in the schedule of the monastic life. Monks, we wake up early. The reason we can wake up early because we go to bed early. We don't go to bed after midnight. We turn off the light at 10 o'clock. So 10 o'clock you go to bed. And then you wake up around 4:30. You get about 6 hours and 30 minutes, sleeping time. So people notice that in the first 7 days of their training, whoever they are, wherever they're from, so in the first 7 days, they feel that the body had changed, the attitude had changed, the emotion has changed because they go to bed on time. No cell phone, no TV, no computer. So they have nothing else to do. So they go to bed on time and then they wake up on time. Not only that, they eat on time, they go to meditate on time. So by doing this, go to bed on time, wake up on time, eating 2 meals a day on time, 6:30 for breakfast, 11:30 for lunch, and then meditation 4 times a day on time. So by doing this, nothing much, just doing on time, just doing things on time. They feel much better, they feel more energetic, they feel relaxed, they feel happy. They don't know why. You see how your body would appreciate just by going to bed on time, wake up on time, and eating on time. It can change the whole game of your life. Now you come to meditation, which is the habit number 6, right? You hope that practice meditation can help you to live life happy and happier, which is true, it will, okay? But at the same time, if you neglect the other area of your life, then you may make less or slow progress in your meditation practice, because this is life. Life is a whole game of body and mind, fully understood, body and mind. So going to bed on time, wake up on time, that's the habit you should keep in mind. What time should you go to bed? What time should you wake up? Okay, so you know yourself. If nothing else to do, 30 minutes before bed, prepare. Okay, no email, no cell phone, no television. Give yourself 15-20 minutes meditate first, and then you go to bed. Then you can expect the nice quality sleep. Okay, don't just turn off the television and go to bed right away, because the last picture that you see, usually it's the trigger of everything in your subconscious level. When you go to sleep, it's bring back all the movie that you watched, the story that you have been thinking before you go to bed, and then it may cause you a lot of dream, it may cause you anxiety, cause you worry, and then you don't have a quality sleep. Okay, so maybe 10 o'clock, and then if you need 6 hours, you can get up around 5. If you need 7 hours, you can get up around 6 o'clock, and things like that. You know your schedule. But the idea is, if you can make that habit, okay, go to bed on time and wake up on time, you get a lot of benefits. Like I myself, I go to bed 10 o'clock. So that means 9:30, my body telling me that, hey, you know what, you have 30 minutes before you go to bed. So shut down everything, slow down everything. And I usually feel sleepy around 9:30 or 9:45. It's become my habit every single day. This is I trained myself in the past 14 years, okay, in my ordination. So I feel like, oh, now it's become autopilot. 9:30, 9:45, the body feel like I need rest, and 10 o'clock I go to bed. I usually have less dream. Usually I don't dream at all. Very nice and peaceful and very quality sleep, and I wake up around 4:30 fresh and then go meditate. This is how I train myself. Okay, so go to bed on time and wake up on time. And the third one is exercising. Okay, everyone know exercise is good, but it's not become habit because we lazy, right? We feel like, oh, I'll do it later. Okay, if you can reconsider it to bring exercise back to your life and make it a habit, then it's gonna help you to maintain good health in the long run. My master, someone asked him, do you like exercising? He said, no, I don't like it, but I do it anyway. And to me, this is self-discipline. This is a person who have a high self-discipline level. Whether you like it or not, you do it anyway. Whether someone see it or not, whether you lazy, whether it's hot, whether it's cold, whether you like it or not, you do it anyway because you set goal to do it. You know the benefit of doing it. You don't give up. You don't compromise it. And this is called self-discipline. Okay, so exercise regularly. Okay, make sure you know what kind of exercise work for your body. Don't hurt yourself in exercising. 30 minutes, okay, a few times a week. I believe everyone here know all of this about eating, about exercising. I will not elaborate on that much. And number 4 habit is about moderate in eating, and this is one thing that the Buddha emphasized when he trained the monk. At the beginning, I didn't really understand why eating has something to do with making progress in meditation. It's one of the steps that every monk have to train to be success in meditation practice. The monk need to know the proper way of eating and take good care of himself. Monk will eat 2 meals a day. Some monk eat 1 meal a day. I myself have been eating 1 meal a day, okay, in the past few months. So I experiment myself and I know what kind of food that work for my body. I start let go meat, come back to more vegetable and shifting myself toward vegans, and I noticed that the body respond very well. I feel more energetic, I feel light. I don't feel asleep during meditation at all. After lunch, 12:30, 1:30 I can go back to meditate without taking a walk, without any exercise. The body is just so ready for the long session of meditation practice. And that's how I start feeling that I am shifting toward the right direction in terms of eating. So moderate in eating means you know what to eat, you know how much to eat, you know when to eat, and you know when to stop eating. Not just for today. We're talking about the long run, 1 month, 1 year, 10 years down the road. Whatever you are eating at the moment, is it benefit you and your body in the long run or not? So you look at it, you reflect on it, the way you eat, and then you adjust your eating habits. How many times you eat per day? Some people eat 5 meals a day. Some people eat few meals a day. It depends, right? But without knowing, it's become habits. We just eat whenever we want to eat and whatever we want to eat, and it doesn't do any good for the body and for the mind because it becomes the habit. Alright, so this is number 4 habit that monks practice, and including people who love to live good life, people who call themselves a good meditator. You cannot neglect all of this, okay, including the thing that you eat, the way that you eat, okay, the way that you sleep, the way that you go to bed, okay, all of this affects, okay, the whole game of life. And number 5 is quite interesting. These habits is about keeping things clean and organized. If you may wondering, how come I have been sitting for 3 months, 4 months, I don't feel like making progress at all? If you look around your bedroom or your bathroom, it's the room still unclean and unorganized. That's maybe something you need to work on. Because the mind pick up everything. Everything affect the mind. What you see, it affect the mind. What you hear affect the mind. What you smell, it affect the mind. If you live in the unorganizing room, the moment you wake up, you see your mind is unorganized because whatever you see is everywhere. It's unorganized. Your mind become unorganized as well. It's perceived. When it's perceived, it's become the picture that imprint in the mind. But if you wake up in the nice clean room, the good smell, everything clean and organized, you feel relaxed at the first moment that you wake up. You feel comfortable. You feel easy. You feel thing is going to your way because you have control over all of your environments. So if the bathroom is still unclean, is the bedroom still unclean, that's maybe the reason why you don't make progress fast enough in your meditation as you expect. Okay, so reflect on that. And the last one, the habit of meditation. Okay, set goal during the day to meditate, okay, at least 30 minutes. Ideally 30 minutes. More than that is better. Let's say 30 minutes before bed or 30 minutes after you wake up. Or if you are new, you may start like 15 minutes before bed and 15 minutes after you wake up. And later on, if you can, okay, ideally set goal to hit 30 minutes in one session without doing anything, because 10-15 minutes is not enough for the mind to come back, stay still, stay relaxed, and go deeper into your mind. 15 minutes, it's just not enough for many of us. So 30 minutes is the idea, and 1 hour is even better. So set goal and stick with that goal and make it a habit. If you don't take shower, you cannot go to bed, right? You feel unclean, you feel unrelaxed of the whole body, you feel unfresh, then you cannot go to bed. And it's the habit. You have to take shower before you go to bed. So if you going to bed without practicing meditation, and then you feel like, oh, I don't feel anything, I just want to sleep, right? So that means meditation is not your habit yet. You have to do it first before you can do something else. You feel like, if I don't do it today, I miss something in my life. I don't know what it is. So make sure that meditation become your daily habits. Okay, so set time and stick with it. So for going to bed, wake up early, exercise regularly, and moderate in eating, this is about body part. You habituate your body to go to bed, to wake up, to eat, to exercise. Is about the body part. But for the mind part, when you set goal to meditate, when you keep things clean and organized, you habituate the mind to be clean, to be organized, and to be on time. When it's time to meditate, you go to meditate. You let go the phone, let go email, let go television, let go social media, because this is how you develop the habit of letting go. Okay, if you set 10 o'clock to meditate, that means 10 o'clock you let go everything. Don't give yourself, oh, you know what, 5 minutes, let me check my email first, 5 minutes, let me do this, do that first. You negotiate yourself, and then it's not become the habit. So there are many details that we can look at into each habit, but for today, since we don't have a lot of time, I like you to see this big picture of you develop or apply this kind of 6 habits into your daily life, and to see this habit, that to see if they can benefit you in your, not only your meditation practice, but I'm talking about your life as a whole, to live life happier, to live life healthier, to be a better person, to be a happier person by just apply these 6 techniques. Okay, so start from something, keep it simple, don't develop 10 habits at one time, keep it one thing at a time. Single habit, okay, simple habit, okay, and small habits, okay, small thing. Single means, let's say today you wanna sit for 5 minutes, okay, start from meditation 5 minutes. Simple can be technique that you feel good, right? Can be breathing technique, can be walking technique, can be sitting technique, can be visualizing technique, whatever it is. Keep it simple and keep it small, okay. Start from 5 minutes, and when you feel comfortable, you go to 10, you go to 15, you go to 30, something like this, and then it motivates you to go further, because when you keep it simple and small, you start seeing the result quickly, and when you see the result, you feel appreciate, you feel confident that, oh, okay, I'm doing it correctly, let me try a little bit more, let me move on further and further, something like this. Motivation is what gets you started, okay, but habit is what keeps you going, okay. Quote from Jim Rohn, and I couldn't agree more. So everything that we learn, everything that we have been studying and practicing, it doesn't come down to the habit level, okay. You may get lost along the way. So make sure you cement them, make sure you sustain them, make sure you habituate them until it become your habits, and then once it become your habits, it's become autopilot. Okay, you don't have to make an effort, you don't have to try. It's become the nature of your body, when to eat, when to sleep. It become the nature of your mind, when to come back and stay still. And that's give you the most benefit of living life, okay, as you go through life on the daily basis. To be a happy person, to be a mindful person, okay, you need to develop these kind of habits and incorporate them into your daily life.